Thanks, Jason. And you're now with me, Linora, where I'm filling in for Jay just for this week. And you are now watching Football Overload. And this is usually the place where it's about football, but today is about the fans, the people who make it interesting. And with me, usually there is a club, just one club in the studio, but today I got a sea of different people. I got Steven, Kian, Suresh, and Eric. See, I remember every single person's name. There's the entire team. Now today, boys, we are going to be talking about Rooney. Tell me, what are the reactions that all of you have for his return to the game? Starting first with the Manchester United person here.
I hate it.
That's so forward.
Really, I hate it, man. If he really wants to win my love back, right? Honestly, he's gotta score in every game, or every other game, at least.
So at least one strike for you would make you happy?
No, every other game he has to score.
Okay,
every game I see him play, he has to score.
Pretty much you've turned into a Liverpool. Liverpool, tell me, what do you...
Yeah, so Liverpool guy, I'm happy he's not playing at the moment.
But he just came back.
But it won't make any difference.
So for you, it's completely okay, never mind. You're basically just going to say bad stuff about Rooney, so I have to ask someone who's going to be neutral. Eric, tell me something nice.
Well, you gotta see it this way though. He started off his career in Goodison Park, Everton, and the thing is, him being there, he's really a Liverpoolian. So at the end of the day, even he scores or not, it's not gonna make any difference at all for the season. And if United were not to win this season, I would say the huge chunk of the blame should go to Rooney.
Okay, there's still no love on this table here. What about the England fan? Any love for Rooney?
I think him coming back to the national team or not doesn't make any difference. Because
no difference?
Over the past few years, it doesn't contribute anything to the England. So his national team over the past few years is Man United, it's not England. So it doesn't make any difference.
So in the bundle, there is no forgiveness at all for Rooney.
Yeah, all I gotta say, right, is that I'm really upset with how he treated the club, in the past few weeks.
How so? Enlighten me.
Because nobody's bigger than Man U.
Yes,
and Ferguson allowed him to step all over him. So if Fergie doesn't sell Rooney in the summer, I'll lose my respect for him.
Well, in short, basically there is no respect whatsoever for Rooney on this table. So that's about it. That's all we have. Back to you, Jason. Thanks, Jason. Both Liverpool and Tottenham had a fantastic game, winning their respective matches last weekend. So let's see how they hold up against each other. 1909 was the first time they met in the English Division 1, with Tottenham being the victor by a goal. But based on the statistics of 47%, it could very well be a win for the Reds or a possible draw. However, it could be a different story at White Hart Lane. The last 10 matches show that Tottenham has won 5 times on their home grounds in comparison to Liverpool, who has only won 3 times. Last 2 times they met here, the Reds were defeated with the same scoreline of 2-1. Before that, back in 2008 was when Liverpool last won here by 2-0. Of course, that was when Rafa Benitez was in charge. Roy Hodgson, who calls the shots this season, has added a Liverpool win against a very lethargic West Ham side. Spurs, meanwhile, coming in on a 2-game winning streak, winning last weekend against bitter rivals Arsenal. So what do the experts say? 2 of them think it's going to be a Tottenham win. Atney is going for a Liverpool win as usual, and Tony is sitting on the fence. And the final 4-4-2 prediction is Tottenham 2, Liverpool 1.
Man, in the UK, with all the gossip, let's send it back to Linora for BPL Whispers.
Thanks, Jason. And you guys are now watching BPL Whispers, where we're going to be giving you some insights from our guy Tony up in London. Hey, Tony.
Hi, Linora. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Very good, thank you.
Good, man. Okay, we've got some questions for you. What's the noise on Schweinsteiger? We're hearing news that Van Gaal is suggesting to his club that they should cash in on the midfielder. What's your take on this one?
Well, the reason for that is Schweinsteiger's contract is up at the end of the season, and Van Gaal is just looking at it purely from a business point of view. I mean, there's no way that he wants him to leave Bayern Munich because he's one of their best players, but I think he might well be leaving at the end of the season. There's lots of strong rumours about Chelsea and Manchester United being interested in him. So he's just saying from a business point of view, let's cash in January. So we might well see Schweinsteiger leaving in January, and if he does, he'll be going for around about £20 million.
Wow. Speaking of leaving, what's this we hear about Carlo Ancelotti wanting out of Chelsea?
Well, I think he should have left, actually, when Ray Wilkins was sacked at the club. I mean, over here in England, we can't believe it in football that Ray Wilkins has been sacked by Chelsea. And we also feel that Ancelotti perhaps should have stood his ground and should have said, if Wilkins goes, I go. He didn't do that, and now because of that, he's having second thoughts, and there seems to be all sorts of problems. Even this morning, there's already talk about crisis meetings at Chelsea Football Club. So there's a lot going on, and of course the results aren't very good as well at the moment. So, we'll have to watch this space with regards to Ancelotti.
And speaking of also what's a lot of going on is Karim Benzema was, we could have sworn that he was set on staying at Real Madrid. So what's the scoop now that we hear Harry Redknapp is another manager who has his eyes set on the striker? What's Benzema going to do?
Well, Benzema, I would have thought, wants to play football. I think he's been in and out of the Real Madrid team since he's been at the club. I was at Wembley last week and watched him score a fantastic goal against England. He's a really, really good player. And with Tottenham doing so well, Linora, they can pretty much sign whoever they want. They're doing really well in the league. They're hopefully going to get through to the next stage of the Champions League. And if you do that, you want someone like Benzema up front. Just imagine Benzema and Jermaine Defoe. Wow, what a strike force that will be for Spurs.
Yes, and here's another striking force. As if the squad is not already rich enough. What about Roberto Mancini, who will be given 18 million euros to spend in January? Where do you think he's going to be throwing all that cash to?
Well, that's the equivalent of about £60 million. And it's small change, really, because Sheikh Mansour, the owner of Manchester City, if he wants to put £600 million in, he can do. So, Manchester City have just started to improve. We watched them last weekend against Fulham. They were absolutely fantastic, played really, really well. They've got some quality players, particularly like Tevez. But honestly, Linora, they could go out and sign anyone in the world, including Messi, if they wanted to. And we will just have to wait and see what they do in January. They need to push on. They need to get in the Champions League. And the way they're going, I think they're going to do that.
Thanks so much, Tony. That's all the insights we have for you, and it's back to you, Jason.
Retirement's for young people. When you get older, don't retire.
So retirement is for young people. This is the logic of Sir Alex Ferguson. But I guess, guys, when you look at it, it does kind of make sense because he doesn't know anything else, right?
No, he doesn't. And when you're about 69 or 79 or 89, you're on the treadmill, you are going to fall off the treadmill, you are going to be down there. So he's going to be 69 December, I'm going to be 29 in December. So I'm definitely not going to retire.
You're not 29.
I trust you, 29. Sure, I trust that.
Actually, Lenora's young. You should retire now. Listen to Sir Alex Ferguson.
I know. I didn't know whether I should actually make a comment or just agree with that. Maybe I'll just agree. I'll just agree with that.
So what's your take on that, Simon? You think he's like sending out a message to all those Man United fans that he's going to be around for a little while yet?
Maybe so, but I tell you what, when he leaves, there's going to be some big shoes to fill at United, isn't there?
It's huge.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay.
I can see him for another couple more years. I honestly can see him up to around 75. I think maybe 5 or 6 more years for sure.
Well, watch out. He's a fantastic manager. Let's tell you about our SMS poll. It's a good one too. It regards the player that we've seen in the Premier League previously. Robert Perez is back in the EPL with Aston Villa. Why? A, why not? He brings experience in the team. B, he had no choice. It was Villa or retirement. C, he's French, so is Gerard Houllier. D, he's free. What a bargain. Or E, he misses the chocolate digestive biscuits in the UK. Key in 442 space, name space, your choice of A, B, C, D or E, and send to 32888. That's 32888. Just a reminder about Bola at Mamak. It's our uniquely Malaysian chat show, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m, Astro Supersport 3, channel 817. Join us on Facebook, become a fan of the 442 show and see behind-the-scenes clips and photos, and any feedback, 442@astro.com.my. And next week on 442, it's the man of the moment, the man making a big noise in North London, Rafael van der Vaart. That's next week on 442. And a reminder that during the week, follow Football Today with John Dykes, the face of football in Asia. Astro Supersport 3 is the only place you'll see him every Tuesday to Saturday, 7:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. So just our closing moments with our guests. And Simon Burgess has the next month's edition of 442. You can show us the cover of the magazine. It's all about Barcelona.
Indeed, mate. We've got 20 pages, Barcelona Confidential, some great interviews in there, out next week.
Oh, I'm always fascinated to know about what makes that team tick because it's fantastic the way they play.
Well, they got so many good players, haven't they? I mean, you look from the goalkeeper to the striker, you've got 11 magnificent players, and then you look at the bench and anybody pretty much can come in and do the job. They're a wonderful team to watch, and they play football the way it should be played.
Yep, and we're going to be here on the 442 Eurozone on Friday to talk about Barcelona and El Clasico against Real Madrid. That's going to be good. But I'm really looking forward to Liverpool travelling down to Tottenham. That's going to be a cracker.
It's going to be a big ask for Liverpool. Without Stevie G, it's going to be a big ask. I think if Steven Gerrard was playing, I probably can tip to Liverpool because they do turn up against the big teams. But it's going to be very hard against a very, very good and confident Tottenham team at the moment.
Well, Linora and Simon and others, thank you very much for being here. Linora, think about retirement. So Alex Ferguson's telling you to retire.
I should be thinking about it. I think you should be thinking about it. Which one?
Oh, I'm not young, Linora. Okay, we're going to sign off from 442 for this week. We'll see you again on the Eurozone and Bowler at Mamak. Bye-bye.